So today I'm going to show you how to turn this into this. So this is pretty much how it comes off the printer. As you can see, I've done a little bit of sanding on the top just where I removed one of the supports. Now it came out as a really nice clean print. I then did a lot of hand sanding around all the detailed parts and parts I was going to struggle to get the electric sander into. Leaving these big open spaces ready for the electric sander. Then I went to work with the electric sander. A lot of people are dubious to use electric sanders on the PLA plastics, but I find as long as you keep it moving and don't focus in one area too long, you don't really get any problems with it. Started off at 80 grit and worked my way up to 180, I believe, on the electric sander. So it would have been 80, 120 and then 180. And here I am just doing them large areas, blending it into where I've done the hand sanding. Right, and then we go with the filler. I like to use car body filler, nice fine car body filler. It seems to work best for me. It's the one I use, but each their own. So it's a two-part filler, so we have to mix it up. They reckon a golf ball size bit of filler to a pea size bit of hardener. Hardener's that little red bit. Put on it. It's nice and easy to use, but it is one of them things that once it starts going off, it's gone. So you have to try and be a bit quick with it. Now, I like to try and spread a real thin, fine layer of it over everything, rather than going too deep in areas and leaving other areas. I just try and spread a nice thin layer over everything. Because the less you put on, the less you've got to sand off once it's dry. And as you can see, I'm trying to avoid some of them detail lines down the helmet. Obviously not to fill them in, but if you do, you can scrape it out once you've sanded it down, so it's not too much of an issue. Just find it makes it a little bit easier if you don't go lumping it right in there. Obviously keeping it nice and smooth, thin a layer as possible. And there it is, all filled, ready for sanding again. I don't like to use the electric sander at this stage, so I tend to do this bit all by hand. Okay, start. So I sanded this at 180 and then 220, and that'll be as high as I go on the sandpapers. With this, 220 seems to give me a nice smooth finish that I'm happy with. So, and here we are. I started using a filler prime, which is that yellow bit at the front of the helmet there, but I quickly realised the camera's empty. So onto just a normal grey automotive car primer. Taking nice long strokes over the whole piece. So you're starting the spray before you're on the piece and finishing it after you've passed it. to get a nice light coat and gradually build it up, not putting too much spray in one area at any one time to avoid drips.
Yes, mate.
And once that's dry, I hit it with a nice gloss white base coat just to make the colours pop when they're on there. As you can see again, very lightly coating it, not spraying any one point too much at any one point, just nice gradual coverage, building the layers up till you get the thickness of the coat that you want. And here it is after the base coat. For some reason the camera didn't record the first part of me spraying the majority of this dome yellow. So here's what the camera did film. Again, same technique, just gradually dusting the spray over, building the colour up, because the last thing you want to do is at this stage get a horrible drip in it and then have to let that dry and then sand it down to get the bloody drip out. And just nice light coats back and forth, building that colour up. And now we have the black on the main face part. This is when it really started coming together for me. Just the black really made it pop once the black was on. Started to see a finish line here. So much so that I forgot to mask off the nose to do that yellow. As you can see, it's still black. That was a mistake. But that yellow dome and half looked nice. So once that was dry, it was back to sanding that nose piece down, masking it off. White base coat. Then blast it with the yellow. Give it the right colour, and here's the finished product. Now for me personally, I'm going to have to bring the jaw in slightly, just with a little bit of heat to fit the face, but other than that, couldn't be happier with it. Hope you enjoyed the video.